back to That Dad Guy. It is May 14th, 2022, and today is question and answer day. So if you haven't tuned in before and you want to know what this is about, every week on Saturday I put out one of these videos. At the end I give you a chance to ask questions, and then the next week I answer those questions. So I am answering the questions from the previous week's video today. It's that simple. There's no topic, so whatever people want to ask, I will go through and try to answer to the best of my ability, and we'll see what today has to offer. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and for those of you who are sharing to other groups and friends and that, I appreciate that as well. Hopefully we will see some large growth in the channel this year, and we can do many more things. One of the things that's happening this weekend is the Highland Games. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance to get down and do some filming of it. I would like to, just so I can showcase it. It is one of the big events that happens here. I know if some of the competitors do well, then they'll go on and be able to compete at a higher level and get in that way. So it would be nice to go down and see some of the people all dressed in their kilts and doing Scottish activities and sports like caber toss. So if I do get a chance, I will go down and try to film some, and we'll do a video on that. But no promises. Weekend is quite full with running around and things, and we will see what I have time available for to do. Anyways, let's get to why you guys tuned in today. It is question time. The first one comes from Media Nimala in Finland, and she says, do you and most Canadians have 4 weeks of summer holidays and 1 week at winter holidays? In Finland, people often have holidays like that. So no, not in North America. We don't do set holidays. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time off. It depends on the job that you're working at. And usually the standard when you start a full-time job is 2 weeks vacation. And you get to take them, well, depending, if it's a union environment, you take them based on seniority. So whatever weeks happen to be left by the time you get in, that's all you get. 2 weeks in the course of a year. I have been with my job long enough and in a union environment that I do get 4 weeks, and I get some personal days. So I spread them out, and I'm high enough in seniority in my local area that I can pick pretty good weeks. So I'm happy with that. I would love to have 4 weeks off in the summer and then another one in the winter. That would be wonderful. But if that was all I got, and I couldn't pick any other time during the year to get it, I don't know. For me, working as a mailman, the summertime is the easiest time because it's beautiful weather out usually. It's warm, so you can be in shorts and t-shirt uniform. And usually done pretty quick. I don't know that I really want to take 4 weeks of that off. I would rather have 4 weeks off in the winter when it's harder to do the job, I think. But I know it's beautiful to travel in the summer and see other things, but it's just as beautiful to be here locally and enjoy what we have. So I don't know if there's a trade-off either way. Some people are talking about 4-day work weeks too. I don't know if that's going to come. It's possible, and it'll be an adjustment if we do it that way. I know other countries do that. So yeah, I think the more time off you have, the better you are as a worker when you are back. If you have to go 4 and 5 months without any time off between a week's vacation, I think it can drain on you, especially in the latter parts of those months. So I think if you could work a shorter period of time and be a better or more efficient worker during that time, it would be better for the company and for everyone as a whole, and health-wise too. You don't want to get stressed out. You don't want to be overdoing your body and injuring it in repetitive motions or any of those sort of things. So anyways, that's a long-winded way away from your question, which was, do we get 4 weeks off in the summer and another one at the winter? No, we don't. It's based on your company and how you negotiate when you come in, how many weeks vacation you get. And if you're in a union environment, it's based on the seniority when you get to take them. All right, moving along. So the next one comes from Sam in the Woods, or Samantha, or Sam. And she says, and she's from the United States, she says, you look like you've got a guitar. You're looking back there at those cases, or other musical instruments in the background. Do you play? If so, what type of music? So, yeah, I've got 2 guitars back there, actually. I'm gonna pop this one. So in the house right now, we have ukuleles, we have trumpets, we have guitars, we have a piano. What I wanted to do when the kids were younger was to have all sorts of musical instruments available, and whatever they were keen on playing, it's on a hook here, it would be available for them. So my daughter took guitar lessons, which I took with her for a little while, and that was short-lived. My son took trumpet lessons, so he's actually quite good at the trumpet, even though he doesn't play very much anymore. He was in a program called Sistema, so after school he would be picked up and they would take them off to a concentrated music school, basically. And he did that for a while, a number of years, three years I think he was in Sistema, and so he got quite good at it. But it is time consuming. It's something, you know, after school you really want to hang out with your friends and stuff. You don't want to go into another full couple hours of school sometimes. So he did find that very hard. But as far as musical instruments, when I turned 40, I bought myself this as a birthday present. So that's my nice electrical guitar. And the other guitar that's back there is a Fender that was given to me in university by my good friend Johnny. He is a fantastic musician, and as a gift, he gave me one of his guitars. So I've plinked and plunked away at it, and same thing on this one. I've taken a few lessons, but not as many as I really need to, and in order to really get good at the guitar, you need to be practicing on a regular basis, and I don't do that as much as I should. So sometimes I just sit in the office. I have an amp here, and I will plug in the electric guitar and play the chords and things that I know. I used to have a big poster up there of all the different chords. Sometimes I get some sheet music that is a tab form in order to practice a couple different songs that are out there. But in order to really go at it and be good at it, I need to spend some time. So I wish I could. I can't. I'm not the sort of person that if we're at the campfire and they say, okay, let's play some music, and I pull out the acoustic guitar. That's not me. I'm not that confident to do that. I don't mind singing along a little bit. When I do that, that I can do. If someone's got some songs and I know the words, I will sing along with them. Put that back. The piano, my son now is taking piano in high school, so he's actually quite good at picking up the different songs, and he just has to learn to use two hands in order to get really proficient at it. But he's doing great. I'm impressed with how quickly he can pick up a new instrument that way. My daughter, with the ukulele, I bought her an electric ukulele one time, so that was kind of cool. And she downloaded some songs and learned how to play a few different things. And when she was into doing TikToks and all that sort of stuff on a regular basis, she was pretty good. So there is some musical ability in the family, and we still have some musical instruments around, so when people get the urge to want to just practice and play, they're here. The drum set that I had for them, I got pounded on a little bit while I was here, but eventually I sold it off because it really wasn't getting the use that it needed, and it takes up a lot of space. All right, so Sam, thanks very much for that question. Hope all is well. Okay, moving on. Ooh, okay, this one comes from Petra in the UK, and she says, can you please explain the Canadian postal codes? I guess you have your province, but what does the letters and number code stand for? Okay, so what she's referring to is at the end, if you're in the United States, you have a zip code, which I think is a 5-digit code that represents your area. In Canada, we have a alphanumeric situation, so it's in my case, E1C is the first three, and then the opposite. So you've got a letter, number, and then it goes number, letter, number. So 6-digit code. And it was started in 1971 by the Canadian Postal System. First started as a trial in Ottawa, which is our nation's capital. The alpha and the numeric represent the region or district that it that the mail is going to, and the numeric could mean whether it's an urban or a rural location also. And then it gets broken down into the last 3 digits, which are actually zoned down by street. So it is possible that if you wrote Robert Lennox, Moncton, New Brunswick, and then my postal code, it could zero it down without actually having my number and street address on it. The mail carrier could probably find my house. So that is why we have it that way and broken down. So it's a postal code should be within 200 meters of the destination for delivery. Now, if it's in a community mailbox, like I have outside my house that you've seen on several occasions in my videos, we have, I don't know, say 36 customers in one of the ones like the one I have out front. They all would have the same postal code. So they might be able to zero it down to 1 box, and then they would have to figure out from the name which house it went into. But in a rural setting, if my postal code was my single mailbox outside, that would be the only person would have that postal code. My neighbor would have a different one because they would be more than 200 meters away most likely. So that's how our postal codes work. Is a little bit confusing. I know some other countries like Great Britain have a postal code system like ours. Belgium has a postal code system like ours. And there's probably 1 or 2 others that also have them like this. We're not like the ones, the zip codes that you have in the US, which also have significance on how those numbers represent different areas. Well, there you go. I hope that answers Petra. Hope it answers your question. And it is a little bit confusing when you look at it. Like I said, for mine, E1C. E and C have nothing to do with Moncton. There's no M in there. So you have to really know the system, and that has to do with Canada Post. And it's beyond me, so I can't tell you exactly how those are determined for each region. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, Wendy billing in Canada locally. Aunt Wendy, as you may know her, she says, who in your family is artistic, and could you show us some examples? All right, let's take you for a quick walk. This here is done by Wendy's father, Dan Billing. So he liked to do miniatures, and so he was very good at his paintings and things. I'm going to take you a couple more here. I don't know if you can see this or not. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So this is my aunt. Aunt Helene in New Zealand. So she is a good artist as well. I really like her stuff. This was actually when I went to visit her, and that was one of the paintings that she really didn't like. So it was kind of in our throwaway pile. And I said, oh, can I take that home? I really like it. Here we've got some more Dan Billings. So we have a few of those. In the background, you may have seen this gentleman. That was drawn by my wife in high school. And my daughter actually took the same image, not that one, but where she got the original one from, and drew one of hers. And it's really good too. Maybe even better than that, I don't know. But both of them very artistic. Let me see, we're going on a quick walk here. Oh yes. Follow me, follow me. That has my Aunt Helene's in New Zealand, and also that one. So we do have some artistic people in our family. My wife took fine arts in university, so she was an art history major. Oh yeah, this one here. I'll show you this one as well. Aunt Helene's. Another one of her paintings. So she's artistic. Wendy, who's asking this question, is artistic. She has done some amazing things with little crafts. She is a quilter. And let me just set you guys back down here again. I'm gonna straighten that a little bit more. There we go. So what? So yeah, my daughter, my wife. I have an aunt who's artistic. I like to draw. I don't know if I'd call myself artistic, but I can do some sketches and some doodles, and I've done some paintings and things around. I don't have any examples right here easily to show you. Aunt Wendy, very artistic. Her father Dan, artistic. Yeah, there's lots of artsy people around in our family, and I think it's a passion. So I don't know if that was a leading question for you, Wendy. You know the arts people in our family as well as I do, but I'm glad to be able to show off some of the examples of some of the things that are out and around our house. All right, so I think that is my last question that I have for today. It was a varied topics again, so thank you so much for all the different things that you guys want to talk about and have answers to. I hope I did answer them to the best of my ability. There, we're gonna get some water going through in the background because people are starting to wake up around upstairs. I've got to get my son off to basketball reffing here. He has a game to officiate. So I'm gonna stay to you guys. Don't forget to leave your comments in the body of this video so I can answer them for next week. If you have Ukrainian stamps that you want to send me, make sure that you send me an email for my address, and I'll give you the postal code. And I'd be glad to showcase them here and put them in the collection for my father. So that's what we have going on. Tomorrow I have some postcards I have to write, so there'll be a video for that. Other than that, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the nice weather. Hopefully where you are, it's just as hot as it is here. And enjoy the summer, or the early summer that we're getting. Stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?